the only person stopping, the only team, only person, and only thing that can stop Arsenal from winning the Premier League this year. Maestro Mikel Arteta.
Hey, everybody welcome. Everybody to the fan page.
Arteta and Arsenal. Top of the league, the biggest squad Arteta has ever had. Bukayo Saka coming back to fitness. Opponents struggling here and there, especially in the defensive. Man City, Liverpool, bifanagana muko. Man City tebiri structure, abiri on profile. Liverpool, they're both structure and profile. The players you have in the team may not be what you needed. For Man City, the structure is solid. They actually play a very solid defensive game now. Right, because they have accepted Rodri Takome to the level he left on. So Chitegeza, we have to be more compact. We have to reduce the overrunning and over-attacking. The goal they scored against Brentford, all the way from the defense, Haaland is doing wonders for them. So there's some little pressure building from Man City. I feel like if we win our Fulham game, we start piling pressure on the opponents now. In this case, Liverpool, of course, number one. Kubaya Turikuchi, Kuninga. But Arteta, and I will say this to any Arsenal fan watching this. Which one is my camera? This one. The only person stopping, the only team, only person, and only thing that can stop Arsenal from winning the Premier League this year are two things. Maestro Mikel Arteta and referees. If referees do their job, but if referees do their job, I promise you, Arsenal is one of the most disciplined teams. We are very disciplined, but we get yellow cards from the weirdest things. One tackle where Caicedo has to take 4 to get a yellow for us to get it on the first count. So if referees do their job, especially in the high pressure games, we are favorites for the title. If Mikel Arteta gets his tactics right, both in small and big games, squad usage of the squad, singa Arteta managing bulungi nkozesa ya squad yeyo. Essaawa eno oli mu situation nga Martinelli scoring goals doesn't start games, you have to manage that situation. Essaawa eno oli mu situation nga Victor is doing a lot of good work but not scoring. He has to keep playing. That part, I feel like Arteta has done his part. Victor cannot come out of the team, but Havertz is coming back. It probably before this month ends. Good news for you Arsenal guys. So essaawa eno Oyinamaduka ali ku injury naye abadde apikinze form before the injury. He comes back probably end of November, so akyalinayo ku budde. Okozesa otya Saka. Champions League big games are starting to come in. Tubadde tuzanya team ntonotono. And the Premier League games are starting to get softer. So the balance is still favoring you as a manager. But the way you use that squad. Essaawa eno Gabriel Mpira jiweze. How does Hincapi come in? Or how does Calafiori play central defense at some point? Olabenga Gabi talwala awumulamu omwetaga nnyo nga winteeta busawudde seme mpira jijja bwe giti. Otunya team eyo anze ndooza Arteta singa managing team eyo. I believe this is not speaking as an Arsenal fan, as a football pure fan. Arsenal are actually favorites for this title, but how you use that squad. Zubimendi mpira jibadde jiweze. I know Salamuko. Yabadde asaze ku weekend ene wedde. Odegaard nakolaki nalwala. So tukyalina there's luck. Tukyali unlucky. Kuba basambi balwala ne squad nene nnyo tosaana kukifiiringa. So we thank the board. They stood up on the last minute when we were about to be ashamed and embarrassed by everybody. But now you stood up. So for that, big up to Kroenke and your team.
This had to be last season.
Yeah, I know, because that was the time we're supposed to step up, because now you look at the injuries we had last year, it really cost us. But the upcoming games for Arsenal, they are very winnable. Some are bogey teams like Fulham. Crystal Palace is on form, but Crystal Palace dropped points against Everton. where you think they will probably have one naye bamukujjako points 3 akubika. So for me, I'm putting my money on how you use Eze. In that forward line, Ngojeko Saka, nobody dribbles like Eze. Eze is the biggest risk taker we have on the team. Always willing to lose the ball or take chance on losing the ball. Oyo Musambi, tebamujja mu team. Oyo Musambi, tatandika Fulham ku bench. Oyo Musambi, tatandika Crystal Palace ku bench. I don't care if he played in midweek. They don't start on the bench. Find a way to make sure this Premier League gap grows. Because your stake or your reputation is on the line. Arteta is the most unlucky manager I've ever seen. Who is the last one that I saw? Arsene Wenger. The manager that trained Arsenal back in the days, which is Wenger, he attended kompira ogutala home league. Negugenda season namanga takubiddwamu nenga zanya beautiful football. First, if these Arteta things where you defend and you give possession away to Wigan and then you win 5-0. You understand? Wenger would take all the risks in the world, beat you 3-0 and still have the best defense. You understand? Arteta is risk averse a bit compared to Wenger. So I'm talking about a man who had figured out how to win football games without losing your style. Arteta can win games in so many styles. That is also an advantage. Wenger yatuuka ngatacha atunya kumanyi ga opponent ngatunya manyi ge. If we play our style, we can beat anyone. What about the strength of the manager of the other side? Bwa kusinga tactics. Now Arteta is the opposite. A lot of focus on the opponent. You forget your own strength. You saw it against Man City. You're so scared of Pep Guardiola as your mentor, whatever you call it, that you forget you have so many talents and you start Eze on the bench. You start Odegaard and so many players in out of position and you go with a very defensive structure. So what I see from that and what I take from that is that tulina okulaba engeri yonna gwenga Arteta okulaba nga you best platform your players. Martinelli needs to be given a chance in striking until Havertz comes back. Martinelli has to start on the wing in any big game. It doesn't matter whether we are away or home. Martinelli is your guy in a big game on the wing. Na ye mutekeko overlapping full back. Who is Calafiori? Aberenga amusobozesa okukola ki? The way Arteta has used Zubimendi and Rice, that is a genius of management. Rice struggles a bit in build-up. People don't want to hear this, but I'm going to say it. Zubimendi struggles a bit without the ball. Because atambula nnyo. He covers a lot of ground. So, ayamba nnyo. For me, I would actually, against mid-table teams, I'm going to play Rice as my 6. And play Zubimendi as my 8. Because he's one, smarter than Rice in the other box. He don't have creative passes. He would make a better number 8. Against small teams. There's going to be a low block. Use Rice as your number 6 in that system. Because depending on which counter-attack, Rice is one of the best at breaking up transitions. Switch it up. Go against Manchester City. Zubimendi is your guy at 6. Especially at home. Rice is your 8. Rachi. Pressing. Rice goal bid is ever. Man City last season Rice. Pressing. He covers too much ground. So you need him for that. Then Zubimendi akuyambachi when the other ones are the ones pressing. He's better on the ball. He's more composed. Put him with Odegaard. It doesn't matter which team you're playing. They can't get the ball from you. So you sustain possession for a long while and then you can break to the Ezes and the like. Merino is one of the best players on IQ. The players that understand the game. He reminds me of Jorginho in terms of integira y'omupiira. That's why he can manipulate being a striker and manipulate being a number 10 and manipulate being a number 8 and even all the way to 6. So for me, I would term him, but he's the guy that ends up being a generalist in all those positions. He's never going to be a specialist in attack. Nti agenda creating assists nyingi nnyo ate nga bw'ateeba amagolo. He's slow. But he's going to give you opportunities. Okitegeera that you can sustain a game or 2 or 3 as we did. Bomuza mu number 8 agenda ba mulungi because he's good under pressure. You understand? So in build up he'll help you. But he's also dangerous when you don't have the ball in number 8 because he's slow. Kati butimbo babu kulumba speed ngo ina yene Zubimendi, you're dead. That's why Rice comes in. Okitegeera. Merino is the best squad player. Is your O'Shea of Manchester United. Yagenda kupaka ne mugolo oyo gwenjogenda ko. And he did well. So Merino is that guy. You want him on your team, but you don't say he's the best in any position. But he can change games. So you're struggling away at Newcastle. Merino has to come on. 70th minute. Give him 20 minutes because the players are tired. They can't overrun us. But you need to score. You're looking for a goal. That's your guy. Because everyone is focusing on the obvious guy, Havertz or Victor. Merino comes from nowhere. He's your main guy now. Scores a goal and you've seen it. Many games. You're looking to close the game. Zubimendi's tired legs. Merino is your guy. Put him alongside who? Rice. Because you're looking to suffocate the opponent. How do you suffocate the opponent? Having the ball most of the time. Merino is good on the ball. Omulaba chigukwata ne chikange chigende eno ne chidde. Ne chigusiba no ku bode ne chiteka out chiguta. Then it's very strong. Yeah, so if you want to see out a game, Merino comes into midfield. If you're looking for a goal, Merino goes into attack without removing your striker. So that's the player for me. The Merino will take out. There's something else I want to talk about. With the upcoming games, I think Arsenal stays on top, probably with a gap of 3 points. I think Crystal Palace at the Emirates. Because Fulham tuli away. Naye wakati weje mpira waliwo Atletico Madrid. Yeah. So guys, this is what we are calling the analysis session with YK Bender, or you can call it the fan bench analysis. Over analysis on the bench. Have a good night. This is the fan bench by the fans, or by the fan today for the fans.